Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday. Thought we'd cook some dinner. Brian, Mr. Smith, kitchen, as always. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you found me. Hope you get something out of this video. Check out some of my other videos. Have a good time. We're a pretty solid neighborhood here. Great community, always helping each other out as best we can. If you're returning, thank you. You're a glutton for punishment, but thank you. And it's Wednesday, like I said. I thought we'd do some dinner. And tonight's going to be a fun night. Something quick, something easy. With it, Father's Day being this Sunday, I've got a lot of pie orders going out. So I've been busy making pies. Be making pies today and tomorrow both. And so I need something quick and easy for us to make. And it's something fun. It's a Mexican casserole. And the recipe is really simple. It's got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients. I think it's going to be packed full of flavor, and I think it's something you'll enjoy. While I'm thinking about it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button box thing down below there. Right next to it's a notification bell, let you know when my videos come out. I never take your time for granted. So, watch them when you can, and I appreciate every minute we spend together. I know that's time away from you, and, taken away from you to spend with me, and that's awesome. In my mind, I think that's great. Thumbs up, thumbs down, always good. As I've said in many videos now, they help grow our channel, putting us on other people's feeds. It lets me know how I'm doing. If you like what I'm doing, don't like what I'm doing, either way, you can leave a comment. I respond to every single one that comes through the pipe, which isn't many, but that's okay. All I ask is keep it civil. Put some thought behind what you're going to type, whether you agree with me or not. And I think that's it. So anyhow, let me get the camera down here and we'll get started. I'll give you the ingredients as always. And then we'll put this thing together and get her in the oven. Alright, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, we are down here ready to rock and roll. And things we'll need a 9x13 glass pan, which I went ahead and coated with a non-stick spray. I got to turn my oven on 350 degrees. Get that warmed up. While that's warming up, I got my pan warming up also because it's cast iron, takes a second. Things we'll need to make this meal. We will need 1 pound of hamburger. I've actually got 1.5 pounds of hamburger here because that's how I package it up when I buy it. A couple cups of a cheese of your choice. I am using a Fiesta blend cheese. I think the original recipe called for a cheddar, but use whatever cheese you want. That's the beauty of this meal. You can make this completely your own in no time flat. You will also need around 12 soft shell tortilla shells, flour, but you can use corn also, and you're going to quarter them up. Okay. You will then need some diced tomatoes or crushed tomatoes. I'm using a chili ready crushed tomato. And a 15-ounce can. You will need a 1 15-ounce can of chili beans. I'm using my own chili beans, but you use whatever chili beans you like. You will need 1 10-ounce can of Rotel and 2 tablespoons of chili seasoning. That's literally all that goes into this. All right, so first thing we need to do, I've got my pan warmed up here, going good. We just got to brown this hamburger up. All right, so we get that hamburger in the pan. Let it sizzle fry for a second, break it up. And then we'll get that browned up. That's the very first step. Alright, we got our hamburger browned. It doesn't take but a couple minutes. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn this down on low. I'm going to put my crushed tomatoes in there. Or in this case, my chili ready tomatoes. Because I didn't have any crushed tomatoes. I thought I did, but I didn't. I'm going to put my can of Rotel in there. Now, let's say you don't have any crushed tomatoes, but you have like small diced tomatoes. You can take those and just crush them up with a fork or whatever, and you'll be fine. To that, I'm going to add my chili beans. And I'm pretty sure I got a video on these beans. If you get a chance, check it out because these chili beans are amazing. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this is 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Now I make my own taco seasoning. I do have a video in the dinner ideas, I believe it is, that tells you how to make that and several other seasoning mixes that we do ourselves. And now what we're going to do is put this on low, and we're going to let it sit here and cook down for a few minutes. Well, cook down. We're going to let all these flavors get to know each other, basically. That way it has time to develop some flavor. Now, I will say that if you are using, depending on what type of beef you're using, or hamburger you're using, like if you're using an 80-20 or a 73-27, I think it is, you'll want to drain the fat off of it, the grease off of it before you go dumping all this in. Yes, dear. Hi. Abby is outside swimming. Everybody was outside playing in our new little pool. And now they're coming in to get dressed. So we're going to let that cook for a few minutes. And then we'll go ahead and get the casserole portion of this together. Although I did fail to mention, you will need 1 cup of sour cream. I actually have a 50-50 blend of sour cream and creme fraiche, which is a Mexican table creamer. But anyhow, you will need that also. So let's let this do its thing for a minute. And when I come back, we'll start building a casserole. Okay. So that's been mingling for a few minutes. So let's go ahead and start building our casserole. Now that we let that mingle for a few. What? Oh, okay. First thing we're going to do, we're going to put a layer of tortilla shells down. So that way we can build a nice base for us. Yeah, and the recipe I got this from, it was kind of vague on a lot of things. Like, it didn't say whether to use burrito-sized tortilla shells. It didn't say use taco tortilla shells. It did, say flour in this, and it gave a recommendation for a corn tortilla as an alternative, which, that would be good, for sure. But I thought I'd run with the way they did it. Yeah, much like they didn't say how much sour cream or... Yeah, it was a very vague recipe, which is fine by me. I like vague. All right, so we got our layer of tortilla shells down here on the bottom, coating the bottom. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to scoop some of our meat without spilling it. Yeah. On here, we'll use about half this meat on this layer because it's only 2 layers. And then, so I get this on here. You want to help?
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
How do you?
I'm making dinner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. So now that we got that layer on there, we're going to, the next thing we're going to put on is some of our cheese. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put just a little bit more on the layer. There we go. All right. I know it smells great. I love anything that involves taco seasoning and Rotel. So we'll put our layer of cheese on there. Like I said, this really is a quick, simple dish. Yeah, and I think just by what we put in with the meat is going to pack a lot of flavor. Now, the recipe called for 2 cups of cheese, but I'm here to tell you 2 cups is never enough, at least not in my house. So we'll probably go with... I probably got more than 2 cups there, and if I have to, I'll get some more to throw on top because, yeah, we like cheese. So we got the cheese on there. Now we're going to throw another layer of taco shells on there. We're basically just doing like a wash, rinse, repeat gig. It called for 12 to 16 soft taco shells, flour tortilla shells at any rate. But as I didn't say what size, so I may have overdone it a little on these. Which is okay. Alright, so I'm going to get these down there, put another layer of beef on. Alright, got a second layer of meat on there. That off that hot stove top. So now we're going to take our sour cream and in this case creme fraiche mix, And I mean, you can use all sour cream. The recipe, that's what the original recipe called for. But I thought, you know what? I want to add some creme fraiche to this. Creme fraiche is awesome. So it's not a whole lot different than sour cream, but it is a little looser. You know, it's more like a cream for a coffee. It's thicker than a cream for a coffee, but it's got so much flavor in it for just being a cream. I don't know how they make it, and it's different than sour cream, but it is. It's not as thick, but it's good, all the same. So put that on there, just like such. Yeah, and we just want to, we're just drizzling. We're not trying to coat the whole top of it with it, right? At least that's my understanding of it. That's what I want to do. This is definitely one of those make it your own recipes, and those are the kind I like personally. We can add our own flavor to it, our own needs. Like to this right now, I could have added onion, I could have added jalapenos or some green chilies, but instead, all that's going to be on the side. At least the jalapenos and green chilies will be. And then, while this is in the oven, I'll cut up a basic salad for us to go on the side. So we get our cheese on there, and you know what? That's just not enough cheese. Let me grab some more cheese out of the fridge. Because in our house, you can never have enough cheese. And for the first time in forever, I think, I actually bought pre-shredded cheese. We're not usually a big fan of pre-shredded cheese, but it was on sale. And so I thought, you know what, we'll get it. Times are tight, so to speak. And it was a Fiesta blend. So that way I didn't have to fuss with trying to buy 3 blocks of cheese to make my own Fiesta blend. So get all our cheese on there, just like such. Good. And then we're gonna open up a preheated oven here. Oh. And try not to tear up the kitchen in the process. Stick that in the oven. Set the timer. And then we can talk about it for a second. Alright, so that really was quick and easy. You pretty much watched it all go in real time, minus the browning of the hamburger, and that took like 4 minutes. So it's quick to put together. That's the important thing with trying to get a quick weeknight meal together, so I can move, I or you or whoever, whatever it is you're doing, can get it done, get it made, get to eat. So what I did is, like I said, preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I put it in there for 20 minutes. That's what the recipe called for. But what you're looking for is for that cheese to melt, and get bubbly, start to get a little golden in color, till your cheese is done and, looking good. So everything else in there's cooked. So all we gotta do is melt the cheese. So once our cheese is golden brown and bubbly, here in about 20 minutes, I'll be back and we'll talk about letting it cool for a minute, how long to let it cool, and then we're gonna try a bite. All right, I'll see you here in just a second. All right, timer just went off. And so we're going to pull this bad boy out of the oven. Sorry, I've been chopping up vegetables for the salad. And we'll get over here right quick and pull this out of the oven. Use the towel since I don't seem to know where my glove kind of went off to. Oh yeah, that's looking gorgeous. And there is our dish, and the cheese is nice and melted and golden, and I see some bubbling coming up and around all through there, so we're set. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that sit literally for like 5-10 minutes. That way everything settles down. When you take something out of the oven, initially, whether you're baking or cooking, it's still the not to break it down to a scientific level, but the molecules inside of everything are just going nuts. All that flavor is going crazy right now. We need it to settle down. So when you bake, when you bake something, you let it cool. when you cook something, you let it sit. Rule of thumb, if I remember right, is like 5 minutes for every pound of protein you have in it. In this case, we got a little over a pound. So I'm going to let it sit for about 5-10 minutes. Trust me, it's not going to get cold. It won't even get room temperature. But it will give a chance for everything to settle down and relax. So when I come back, we'll plate it up and try some. All right, see you in a second. All right, we let her cool for a few. Like I said, it's by no means cold, but about 7-8 minutes, long enough for us to get the table set and get the salad out there. So now we just gotta cut us a piece and see how it turned out. Now, with this, as far as like serving it with something goes, you can do tortilla chips. You can do. I'm using the rest of those shells that we didn't use while we get it cut all the way through. That we didn't use in the casserole here, and then I made a nice salad. Matter of fact, I'll show you the salad real quick. But I mean, you could have anything with this for that matter. Refried beans, Mexican rice. You could have just anything. But there is our salad. It's just a basic salad. Got some tomatoes, carrots, onions, celery. It's also got some cheese, croutons, and a salad topping blend of nuts and other stuff, along with some bacon bits. Nothing fancy or anything like that. So here's what we... Whoop, geez, Pete, and tear down the house. There is what we look like cut into, and I think it looks phenomenal. I could be completely wrong. You may have a different opinion, but I think it looks really good. By putting the chili beans in it, you're essentially getting a little bit of refried bean without it being mushed, so to speak. I know, like I said, it looks great. It smells fantastic. The kitchen smells amazing right at the moment. It's a little warm in the kitchen, but it's 96 degrees outside. And I've already been baking some today, and got more to bake tonight. Then I heated the oven back up to make dinner. But that's all right. This dinner took all of 30 minutes. Done. Boom. Ready to go. While that was cooking, I chopped up the salad. I already had the tortilla shells left. So let's go here. You want first bite? I'll give you a first bite. It's good. Taste it. I'm telling you. I can taste it. I can smell it. My mouth is watering. All right, let's give her a shot. That's really good. It almost tastes like a wet burrito. Ton of flavor. Those chili beans add so much flavor to that. It is unreal. Now, most chili beans have really nothing more than taco seasoning in them. At least close to it. Mine really are very close to what I put for my taco seasoning in. That's pretty much what my chili seasoning is, minus a couple ingredients. That's amazing. I think this is the only thing I want to add to it, was some Mexican oregano, just to give it that flavor. I really like the flavor of a Mexican oregano. If you've never had it, you're missing out. But that, perfect. That is an easy weeknight deep dish that has a ton of flavor to it, especially with that creme fraiche and the sour cream blend. On top of that, you can top this with some diced tomatoes, some fresh diced tomatoes. You can throw some onions on there, some green onions would be good, a salsa. The possibilities are endless of what you can side this and top this with. So try this. I think you'll like it. I really think you'll like it. If you do try it, let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know. If you try it and didn't like it, let me know. I mean, either way, let me know. I think it's amazing. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. So that being said, I'm going to take the rest of this casserole into there and put it at the table so we can sit down and have a meal. A little family time. And enjoy each other's company. So until tomorrow, where we are going to do something I've never eaten before that I can recall in my entire life for dessert. And we're going to make whoopie pies, which are crazy. they're actually really, they seem pretty easy, very straightforward to some extent, but I'm using my mother-in-law's recipe. And where she got it from, I don't know. But it seems to be an older recipe, the way it's written. We have two copies of it. One she hand wrote herself, and one that she had put in a cookbook that she actually wrote and had published a few years back. And which has got a ton of great recipes in it. We may keep visiting a few of them. And but I've never had a whoopie pie. It's like basically a chocolate cake that's about yay big around, and well, yay-ish big around, with a really good cream filling in it. And I think we're going to enjoy them. My sister-in-law actually asked me to make them for her. She says she's going to hand them out for Father's Day gifts, but I have a sneaking hunch she's probably going to keep most of them for herself. But we'll see. Anyhow, tomorrow, whoopie pies. I think they'll be good. I think you'll be excited. So until then, I love you. I love you very much. Mean that from the bottom of my heart with all of my sincereness. Yeah, and with all sincerity. Tell somebody else you love them. You love them very much. It's going to make their day a whole lot better. Make them this casserole. Share it with a friend. Great conversation piece. And I guarantee they'll know you love them by what they will believe is the amount of work you put into this. All right? So I'll see you tomorrow for whoopie pies. All right? Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.